Hey kids, it's me, Toni Homeperm, here again with another video where I take a palette and I create a drag look with it. And today we are playing with this little palette. It is from Nyx, I guess in collaboration with Netflix. Nyx and Netflix, rhymes. It is the La Casa de Papel Money Heist palette. This is from the Netflix show Money Heist. I've never seen it. I have no clue what it's about. I can't tell you anything at all about it. All I know is I saw that Nyx had come out with 2 palettes in collaboration with this show. This is the little, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a little 9-pan palette. There's also a larger palette. I think that one was like, I don't know how many shadows were in that one, but it was like $40. This one, it's a 9-pan for $18. So I don't know. It may be that the larger palette works out better, you know, per eyeshadow pan than this one, but I just was not going to pay $40 for a Nyx eyeshadow palette. Now I have to tell you, I do have a few other Nyx palettes. This is one that I have, the Nyx Ultimate. It's their rainbow palette, and for the longest time this was the only rainbow palette that you could find on the market, and it was for years and years. And actually, as far as the drugstore goes, it is probably still the most colorful palette you can find at your Walmart or CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, all of those places. But, you know, I ended up buying it. I'm not sure why, because I have so many other indie palettes, like the Blends Bunny Blends palette or the Beauty Bay Bright Mattes, that are just so much more pigmented than this. There's really no reason for me to use this if I'm going to do a really bright look. I also picked up these 2 palettes quite a while back, the Mystic Petals palettes, and this is Dark Mystic and this is Midnight Orchid, and you know, they looked really, you know, sort of grungy and interesting. I never actually used them because I remember when I swatched them, they just weren't that great, and I'm spoiled because I have a lot of indie palettes that are just so good that if I'm gonna do a look with, you know, colors like these, I have so many other indie palettes that really the quality is a lot better. So I never use these. But now getting back to this little Netflix Money Heist palette, I said I haven't tried a Nyx eyeshadow palette in a long time, and I have tons of other Nyx stuff. I mean, I have primer, foundation, concealer, eye pencils, lip pencils, liners, so many things from Nyx. There are a lot of great products from Nyx, but for the most part, their eyeshadow palettes have not been it. But when I saw they came out with the 2 Money Heist palettes, I said, well, you know, I've been doing so many indie palettes. I said, let me try this. Really, it's a drugstore palette because it is Nyx. I said, let me try it. Maybe, you know, they've changed the formula. Let me see what we find with this palette. Now, I did swatch it, so I'm going to put those swatches up on the screen right now for you. Okay, so going across from left to right, we have the first color, which is Akidu? I can't really tell. And it's sort of a very soft, I would call it a very soft rose satin. Definitely not a shimmer. It's almost a matte, but not quite. Then is Buy Time, which is a gold shimmer. Then we have Salva, which is a burgundy matte. Then we have rule number 1, which is a lighter burgundy matte. Then we have Sergio, which is more of a brick matte. Perfect Plan, which is a cream matte with a little bit of gold shimmer in it. Then is Cider, which is a beautiful sort of mustardy brown. Then we have Chow Chow Chow, which is this beautiful cranberry matte. And Mastermind, which is a dark chocolate matte. Now I have to say, when I swatched this, I was shocked. The quality of the mattes compared to those other palettes that I have, they really worked on improving the formula of their mattes, because the mattes in this are way better than the mattes in those other palettes that I have. Especially like Cider, Chow Chow Chow, Mastermind. Those 3 on the bottom are just so good. And these 3 really, really good too. The one shimmer that by time, we're going to have a discussion about that one. We will. But the mattes swatched really good. I mean, it swatched good on the whole. So I do have to say that the swatches were very good. Now, what I decided to do, which is something I normally don't, is since I was using a NYX eyeshadow palette, and I have so many NYX products, I decided to try and do as much of a full face using only NYX products as possible. I'm going to show you how I do almost all the face today, because anytime I used a NYX product, I wanted to show you the application of that. So I should probably stop talking, because this video is probably going to be pretty long, because I don't normally show you all the steps. And some of them are just going to be, I'm just going to show you, we're going to go through it quickly, and I'm just going to do a voiceover just to get through it as quickly as possible, because you can't watch me do makeup all day. I mean, I know you want to, but, you know, I have chores of my own to do. I have dinners to make and all those things. You know, it's only today's Tuesday and Thanksgiving is Thursday, and, you know, I've got all those preparations to do. So you'll just have to bear with me. All right, enough talk. Let me show you what I did to get this look today. Okay, so I already glued down my eyebrows, and unfortunately the only NYX powder I have is that banana powder, which is obscenely yellow. I was really thrilled with that. Primer, Can't Stop, Won't Stop primer. I was not thrilled with it. Strange consistency. I don't think I'll be using it again. For color correcting, I used my liquid lip in Orange County, because I couldn't find my little orange pot concealer. But this is what you do. This is old school drag. You use a lipstick to color conceal. Went over the eyebrows, the beard area, under the eyes. Yes, so happy. And got to go back in with a little more powder. That yellow powder. Now we're using the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. I couldn't get the pump to work, so I had to pry the top off and just poured it out of the bottle. That's what we do. And we went over and over and over. It's really not full coverage. It's more of a medium coverage. But it was the only NYX foundation that I have. So I made use of it. And went over the entire face with my brush. Over and over and over. I had to build it up somewhat. And I decided for extra coverage, I used the Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer. It's a Caucasian tone, especially over the brows, because the brow color was really coming through quite heavily. And just to be safe, over the beard area, blended that all in. Now a very light Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer to do some highlighting. That was fine. I can't complain about that, really. And we just applied it in the areas I normally highlight and blended it all out with a sponge. Yeah, I got to use a little bit of banana powder to set the face. Just a little because it's so yellow. I don't know why I ever thought I needed banana powder. Not something a person of my coloring needs. Okay, so we're using a NYX liner pencil to do the brows. I'm sketching them out. I went in with some, I think, a brow pomade. And using a brush to flesh out the brows. Brows were really troublesome. I don't know why. I normally don't use that brow pomade. I should have just stuck with shadow, and I didn't show you that I was using some eyeshadow from the Money Heist palette to flesh out the brows some more. And it was a lot of back and forth, playing and playing and playing, trying to get them to an acceptable... Oh, well, yeah, there, I showed you I was using the Money Heist palette, using the shadow to get the brows to a better color, because that brow pomade was too taupey. I don't know, almost had a greenish cast to it. And it was a lot of touching up with the foundation and the concealer, trying to get the brows where I wanted them to be. I feel like I'm giving Brooke Shields realness with these brows, but hey, you gotta love Brooke Shields. Yes, so touching up and touching up, back and forth, back and forth. Normally brows don't take this long for me to do, but they did today. Sometimes that's just the way it goes, kids. What can I tell you? And a little white concealer. Well, that light concealer, it's not really white. And trying to blend out, because they were just so dark towards the inside. And you know, this is what I usually spare you from seeing, is all this little touching up and back and forth, because it's tedious, and I don't actually like to have to do it, and I choose to save you from having to sit through it. And I mean, we are like taking this at incredible speeds. Yeah, I finally was like, this is it. I'm done. I can't take any more with these brows. However they are, it's enough. Please. Okay, so some NYX Eyeshadow Base. This is a very bright white, thick, creamy eyeshadow primer. Not crazy about it, but it's okay. Okay, well, as you saw in that very quick synopsis of using a full face of NYX, we've got everything down to where I can now start using the palette and create an eyeshadow look. I do need to point out I'm just so displeased with my brows today. I don't know what's going on with them, but I can't keep dealing with them. I've touched up and, you know, gone over and this and that and everything, and they're just not happy with them today, and I'm just going to ignore them at this point. Okay, so now this is a pretty neutral palette, but we do have this, you know, kind of cranberry color. So I think I'm going to put that on like the inside of the eye to start with. Let's see. I do have to say, for a NYX palette, I was really quite surprised at the pigmentation. That's turning really dark. I don't think there was anything on the brush. I'm wondering if the NYX base is making it do that. It's really pigmented. I'm quite surprised. I've never seen a NYX eyeshadow this pigmented before. I really haven't. I don't know why though. This side now seems so much lighter than that side. Okay, I'm gonna leave that like that. I'm gonna color switch my brush, and I think I'm going to go in with this color, Salva. Okay, I do have to say the pigmentation is really, really good on these mattes. I cannot deny it. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this color, Mastermind, for the outside edge. We've creased, but that happens with every base I put down. It's a really good dark brown. It really is. Okay, I think I want to bring Salva down more to meet up with Mastermind. This base is really sticky and it almost has a quality of like not really drying down. So it might be making blending a little bit hard because I sort of feel like a little bit of tugging when I'm putting the shadows down. Okay, now I think I'm going to blend out at the end with rule number 1, and we may even go into Sergio. Okay, I think I have the colors down where I want them to be. Now I'm just going to go back in and re-intensify everything, do the exact same thing on this side, and I'm going to cut the crease, and we'll be right back after that. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. I cut the crease on both sides, and I'm going to do like a little bit of a tail end. I set the cut crease down with this color, Perfect Plan. And, and I used the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer to cut the crease. And now I set down some of my NYX glitter primer on this side, and I'm gonna put this gold shimmer by Time on top of that. It's so funny that NYX glitter primer is used by so many creators on YouTube for as a base for shimmers, but how often do you see somebody actually using the NYX eyeshadow on top of it? It's usually always some other brand. It's quite ironic to me, and kind of funny. It's a pretty dark shimmer. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll probably end up putting something on top. It actually looks shinier when applied with the finger than my packing brush. Okay, I can't say that I love that, but I'm just going to keep going, and I will make it work as I always do. Okay, what I think I'm going to do with this eye is I'm going to take this NYX metallic liner. It's called the Love Lust Disco. I got this I don't know how long ago, and it's like a silver liner, and I'm going to use that to make this tail, and I think that'll help to give us some more definition there. Okay, I just don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. So the only thing I think I can do at this point is do the same thing on the other side, and then maybe after that, and wing liner, maybe I'll be able to salvage this, because right now I'm not happy. But all right, let me do the same thing on the other side and see what happens after that. Okay, and I'm back, and I did everything the same on both sides, and I hate it. I do not like this look, how it's coming out at all. I liked everything up until I started putting that gold down on the cut crease. I sort of wish I had just left that cut crease the way it was and just done a wing, but I wanted to use some of this palette. I just don't like this. I don't like this gold at all. I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work, but I have this NYX jelly. What is this? It's a shadow jelly, and it's sort of has sort of like a multi-chrome kind of a look. And I think I got this like, must have been like last holiday season. But it's very shiny. Because the thing is, this gold is like, it's so dull. It's just so dull. I don't like it at all. So I said, you know what? Why not try putting this down over the gold and see if I like that any better. I don't know what else to do. So I'm going to try that, and I'm going to see what happens. Made a nice mess right there. I don't know. I really don't know. This was going so well. I think that's definitely shinier, but do I like that? I don't know. All right, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, I set that down, and I mean, it is somewhat more reflective, but am I loving it? No, I'm not. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to take some of this silver from that disco liner and just grab a brush. Okay, well, I did something there. Um, I think we're just going to do a wing and and see what happens after that. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I did my wing liner, and I used the NYX vinyl liquid liner, and it was okay for drawing the line. When I filled in, however, I think it was because of it going on top of a satin and that jelly, it was really cracking a lot. So I had no choice. I had to go in with a black cake liner over that, just so that I could get a nice solid black. So I don't think it was the fault of the liner. I think it's just a matter of it being layered over so many things. I think. I don't know. This look is all over the place today. I don't think I want to do any more with the top of the eye. I've had it with it. Had it with it. I think I'm just going to do the under eye and finish this look up. So let's go in with a little bit of Mastermind, the dark chocolate color right there on the outside edge. A little bit of Salva and some of Chow Chow Chow, that cranberry color. Okay, that looks okay. Now, let me do my mascara, and I don't have a NYX mascara, so I'm just going to use my my Essence Lash Princess and Waterproof. This is my Holy Grail favorite mascara. I love it. It's very inexpensive, and it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so the under eye and mascara is done on both eyes. We're going to take, I love this, the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and we're going to put that on the waterline. I love how it instantly opens up the eye. See that difference? She has eyes. Okay, I think what I will do now is do my contouring and highlighting. I don't have any NYX products to do that with, so I'm just gonna do that off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish off the face. I think primarily with NYX products. Stay tuned. Okay, I did my contouring and highlighting, and I'm hating that I look less and less, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Need to do blush. I have quite a few NYX blushes. Like I have this one, but it's like really, really pink, and I don't think I want to go that route. And then I have these two Sweet Cheek matte blushes. Let's see, this is the color Bang Bang, and this is the color Daydream. What are they? They are just a powder blush. I think I'm going to mix them is what I'm going to do. We're going to take a little bit of both and apply that on the face. Let's see how that looks. And I always like to bring the blush up here, like my mother used to do. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. Oh, my contour on this side is so patchy. I didn't realize that. Let's see if we can fix that. Okay, it's like I basically just give up today as far as trying to get a good look. And that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes it's just, no matter how hard you try, things just don't want to go your way. All right, sometimes caca happens. Let's just go in with the blush on this side and try to see if we can use that to soften up this contouring. I don't know. I just don't know. All right, we've got to figure out what highlight we're going to use, and I don't think I have a NYX highlight. I was thinking I could use Perfect Plan from the palette. I'm gonna try it. I don't have any of my NYX setting spray, so I'm just gonna use some of this Wet n Wild. I always like to do a setting spray before highlight. Let's see if that does anything. Very minimal, extremely minimal. Not the fault of the shadow, though. I mean, it's not really supposed to be a highlighter. Not blinding, but it does give a little bit of a sheen there. And the one thing about when you use something as a highlight, that it's not really highly reflective, you don't see all the texture on the face. This side of the face. I don't know. It's just killing me. Killing me. Like I said, stuff happens. Okay, we're going to do the lip. I always like to put like some balm down on my lips before I go in with my with a liquid lipstick, and we are using a liquid lipstick. First, we're gonna outline though, and I love the NYX liner pencils. They're very affordable. They're very good. They have like every color. So we're gonna line the lip. Oh, and this was in the color Nutmeg. Okay, now I'm going to use my NYX Lingerie Xxl, and this is in the color Turn On. It's a nude. I have quite a lot of NYX liquid lipsticks, but we've got so much going on. I'm just going to go in with this. And just to give a little bit of an ombre effect, I'm going to take a little bit of this really light concealer. Very pretty. And I think that's it. I don't know. I just don't know about this look. I'm gonna do a little bit of touching up. I still have to do my eyelashes and throw some hair and an outfit together, and we'll see what it looks like at that point. I just don't know. I'm so right now with everything that I don't know if it's gonna look good or not. So just gonna hop off camera and throw myself together, and we'll see what we've got. And we're back, and here it is, finally, the completed, finished drag look. Oh my, I thought I was never going to get to this point today. This was a challenge. Kids, this was a challenge today. Let me just tell you. Oh, how she struggled today. She really, really struggled. And it's a good thing that I didn't have a gig to get to, because there were so many things that didn't go right, and required, going back and fixing things and fiddling with this and messing with that, and too much. But in the end, I managed to throw something together just to give you a completed drag look. And my husband put the wig on me, and he said that he thought the eye makeup looked good. So I guess it's okay after all. So for a change, I don't really need to talk you through what I did to complete the look, because I showed you everything that I used. I used mostly NYX products, and I normally use a lot of NYX products in creating a drag look. The only thing that was a little different today was that I used a NYX eyeshadow palette, and this is the NYX, I guess in collaboration with Netflix, La Casa de Papel Money Heist color palette. And as I had mentioned, when I saw this little palette, I thought it had a cute color story, and I haven't bought a NYX palette in forever. And I said, what the hey, let's try it out. I mean, mainly I use indie palettes, but now and again, I do like to try out a more widely available palette, especially like drugstore. I've pretty much given up on things like ABH, Urban Decay, uh, Tarte, Too Faced, those types of palettes. You know, uh, they're, as far as I'm concerned, uh, very high priced, and I don't get anywhere near the quality that I do from an indie palette. Now, with the more affordable palettes that I get from Wet and Wild or Elf, they're very affordable, and I like the challenge with those of being able to create a drag look. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on some of these higher priced palettes from name brands to create a drag look. I just don't have any desire to do it. I, my feelings on that may change in the future, but that's where they are now. So anyway, I decided to try this NYX palette, and I have to say, all the mattes performed really great. I have no problem with the mattes. They were really pigmented. They were very blendable. I love the mattes in this palette. The thing that killed me in this palette was this shimmer, this dark gold called By Time. Had I not put that on the lid, I tell you, things would have gone so much better for me. They really would have. But that shimmer was just not it for me. And I don't know, is it a bad shimmer? No, it's just that it's such a dark shimmer, and I should know better. I like definition when I do my eye looks, and this was just too close in hue to the other colors on the eye, and I can't have that. It just makes like a muddy mess on my eyes, and with the shape of my eye and being hooded and all that, and the kind of drag look that I like to create, that just doesn't work for me. So, I'm sort of half closing my eyes here so you can get a look at the eye look. I'm okay with it. Do I love it? Is it one of my most favorite looks? No, not by any means necessary. And the only thing that really stopped it from being a great look was that shimmer. I feel like all the mattes in this performed really well, and had I just stuck with the mattes and did something else on the eyelid, this look would have been a breeze, and I probably would have been, really, really happy with it. So it's just that, I made the mistake of using that shimmer, and it's really not a good shimmer. I don't know why NYX put that in the palette. I mean, I don't know. It's not a bad shimmer. It's just it's for me it's a dark shimmer, and it just didn't work for me. This shimmer just didn't work for me, and I don't know. Maybe if I had done some other type of look, I could have made that shimmer work, but it just didn't pan out today, and which is why I had to go in with all those other things to try and salvage the look. Now, of course, we all want to know, is it drag worthy? Is it Toni HomePerm approved? Well, as I said, the mattes, especially all those, I didn't get to use that one, but it's very pigmented, and it would have worked fine on the eye because all the mattes seem to be really, really good. So I say, as far as the mattes in this palette, the mattes, I would say yes, they're drag worthy. Had I just stuck with the mattes, I would have had no problem. And of course, if you're not doing a drag look, if you're just doing a ordinary wearable look, you'd have no problem with this palette. The only issue I am gonna say, aside from the shimmer, is that this palette was 18 bucks. 18 bucks for a drugstore palette, especially from Nyx. I'm sorry, that it seems like a little bit too much. That seems high. As far as drugstore palettes go, the Fantasy Maker palettes that Wet n Wild came out with at Halloween time, the mattes had just as much pigmentation, and those were little 10-pan palettes, and they were only $4.99, and those palettes are excellent. And I have to say, this, it's, I really feel it's overpriced. For a drugstore palette, this is too high. I get that it's in collaboration with Netflix for the Money Heist show, so I guess they're feeling that puts it in with more of a collectible item. But it is Nyx. It is a drugstore palette, and I think $18 is too much for this type of palette. I really feel it should have been something like this. I don't know, $14.99. At the highest, $9.99 would have been even better. So, do I recommend it? Well, if you love the Money Heist show, maybe you'd want to get it as a collectible because you love the show, especially if you love this color story. But honestly, you can get comparable palettes for a lot less money, and probably with a lot better shimmers too. Definitely some of the Wet n Wild Halloween palettes would give this quite a run for the money. Actually, as I was thinking about it, I went back and looked at my little Wet n Wild Halloween palettes. This is the Pick Your Poison palette, and I think you could see it's got a similar color story to this Money Heist palette, but this is only $4.99, where this was 18 bucks. And I do want to compare the shimmers. Now this is the Nyx, and let's see, this is the Wet n Wild, and I think you can see the Wet n Wild is a lot shinier, and this one was only $4.99. And there's another gold in here. Let's see how that one is. Well, that one has a bit more glitter in it, but still, it's shinier. So, yeah, $18? I don't know. And I just wanted to try some of the browns. Like there's the Nyx. There's the Wet n Wild, and they're pretty similar. I mean, the two palettes have quite a similar color story, but the Wet n Wild was only $4.99. I mean, it's like a third of the cost, really. So those are my thoughts on the Money Heist palette. Maybe it's a little bit of a cash grab. I would definitely, though, use these mattes. I would definitely use the palette again, but I would just use the mattes. That gold, no, I don't like it. I think the only thing I might use it for would be on the lips. You know how I like to do that with a liquid lipstick, and take a shimmer eyeshadow and put that on. I think that would work for me. but putting it on the eye, it doesn't work for me. So that's all I can really say. I had very high hopes for this palette when I swatched it, and as I said, the matte's really, really good. I just took a really wrong turn with that gold shimmer. But that happens. I did what I could to salvage the look, so I could finish this video up. So now if you like this video, and I hope you do, despite all the twists and turns, then please hit the like button down below. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this from me, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You can also catch me twice a month on the internet variety show, Naughty or Nice, that I do with the horror diva Alexis Flame. All the details for that are listed down below. And don't forget my weekly podcast, God'll Get You for That, Walter. That's the show that I do with Tom Cat, where we watch episodes of the 1970s sitcom Maude, and we review it for you. All the details for that are listed down below as well. And don't forget, kids, my Naughty or Nice eyeshadow palette is still available. Details for ordering those are listed down below, along with the details on the Naughty or Nice merch shop that we have on Threadless. All right, kids, it was a hard one today getting to this point. I don't know what to say. This was a difficult video for me because I really struggled with trying to correct my mistakes. But that's what happens with makeup. Sometimes it just doesn't go smoothly, and either you try to correct it, or you throw in the towel. You just wash everything off and start over again, which I could have done, but I decided, we were in so far already. I said, let me see what I can do to fix this. And I guess I did. I fixed it as best as I could. So I want to thank you all for sticking with me throughout this ordeal today. Hopefully the next video, things will go smoother. I hope. And I look forward to seeing all of you in that next video. Bye-bye.